welcome my Aries friends. This is Jennifer from Mystic Star. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. This is going to be my group monthly forecast for my Aries friends. Today we're really going to look at and explore what you can expect from the month of January, those obstacles you're going to face, and most importantly, how you can overcome them and those blessings that we can really embrace throughout the month. Now the decks I'm going to be using for this reading, I'm going to be using the Crystal Visions Tarot and the Dragon Oracle. Like always, there are links below to both these wondrous decks, so should they speak to you, you can go check them out for yourselves. Alright, my Aries friends, let's see what the cards have to say. What does the month of January bring my Aries friends? The silver lunar dragon bathes you in that divine feminine light. That feminine energy is going to be very important. That goddess style energy, that healing and nurturing yourself is really going to be imperative, my Aries friends. Taking that time to care for self and nurture and love who you are. Start healing yourself. And that's going to help bring harmony and a little bit of balance into your month. Alright, let's get this show rolling, shall we? What card symbolizes January for my Aries friends? Okay. We're starting off on a bang. The Devil, the 15th card in the Major Arcana, and it speaks about those vices, addictions, and coping mechanisms that really hold us down. January is going to give us the opportunity to really reduce some of these nooses and anchors that we have that are sticking us to where we're at. We need to really pull free of these vices that are holding us back, and these vices can be anything from coping mechanisms and coping strategies to value sets. It's really that mind shift that we're looking for so that we are able to continue our transformation and evolution. The ego is very much connected into the Devil. Now these pieces are pieces that we've had for a very long time. Many of them were brought through from family and tradition. No one has checked in and really evaluated whether or not these values, coping mechanisms, thought patterns, beliefs are still relevant today. We need to keep really reevaluating our platform and structure that we function from so that your ego isn't able to really connect in with the Devil and anchor you to that spot, creating a very tight and formed box. Now with him came that King of Cups. Kings are that fully developed personality of their suit. They have the most control and the most power. Now the King is really going to help us with overcoming the Devil and those nooses. We're going to be able to connect into that emotional control and stability to really evaluate it. Rather than going to that quick emotional response, we're going to have the control and ability to really evaluate it. Not so much from a head perspective where you're really doing that critical thinking skills. This is from a mindset of a very stable emotional space where we're going to see how things feel and be able to check in and be able to remove what is kind of not feeling so good and at the same time holding us back. Now we've got the silver lunar moon dragon that came out at the beginning, that goddess moon. Right behind the king, that full moon again. That moon energy is going to really help Connecting into that cycle this month is going to really aid you in kind of releasing and purging some of these pieces that don't help. It'll also help you to really kind of degunk yourself from those low vibrational energies, which again, the devil's holding on to. That's really what's strapping you down, is those lower vibrational energies. That moon and water combo is really going to be important. So doing things on the full moon will help. And then also doing some more water-based cleansing will also kind of alleviate some of that gunkiness we're feeling. All right, let's look at the challenge. What is the main challenge that my Aries friends are going to face in January? The first jumper, the Star, the 17th card in the Major Arcana. And it's those hopes and dreams. They're going to push us forward, and we're not going to want to focus in on that value set. We're going to be really driven to be tackling those passions, those creativities, wanting to reach our goal. This is January. We've got lots of new goals. We want to go work on them. We don't want to really reevaluate that stability and that platform that we're functioning from. So the goals that we have set, which are amazing, are going to really impede some of this foundational work that we need to do. Jumped with the Star was the Three of Wands. This is about that, again, getting up and going. Giving some motion to the Star. The Star herself doesn't move. When you look at this card, she is standing still. She's about that stability and energy flow, that balance. The Three of Wands is that get up and go card, really accentuating the fact that you're going to want to start going down those paths that you've created and planned out. We're not going to want to do that foundational work. Let's get into the month a bit more. What can my Aries friends expect for the beginning of January? The Five of Wands. Fives are always a conflictual number. They always bring about that kind of aggressive anger. Wands about that inner passion and fire. The beginning of January is going to be very conflictuary. Lots of energies and lots of passions are going to come in, and they're going to bang against each other. It's not so much of an aggressive fight. It's more of those passions, those ideals, that solar plexus running amok. Some of this conflict, I won't lie, my Aries friends, is also going to be that internal dialogue, that confusion and confliction between the Star and the Devil, and where we really want to focus our energy and ideas, where we want to focus ourselves, because it's going to really feel a little bit topsy-turvy. That's why we have that divine feminine energy and that emotional control supporting us. Let's go into the middle of the month. What can my Aries friends expect from the middle jumper there, or a couple of them, of January? Okay, so we've got a couple jumpers here. The first one, the Five of Cups. Again, another five. Now, in this card, there are three cups overturned, and then two that the fairies have for this lovely woman or mermaid. The Five of Cups always talks about that missed information, or those missed pieces. There's things the universe is trying to tell us, and we're missing it. That focus will come in more clarity during the middle of the month, because we have had such a conflict that the Five of Wands brought. We're going to have a little bit of, okay, I can't deal with this. I need to stop for a little bit. And that's when the universe is really going to come in. Funny enough, we just pulled Judgment. She jumped out with the Five of Cups. We're going to hear and understand the universal message and what it is we truly need to do more in the middle of the month. And the last jumper that came out was the 8 of Wands. Now, 8s are about movement and manifestation, and that's what we're kind of going to be able to look at. The middle of the month really brings us that clarity to start to focus in on those aspects that we really need to check into, creating a more stable and strong foundation. Now, we've got double 5s. In angel messages, when we do have that multiple 5, it's a time of positive change. And we should be really excited about this new change and that adventure to come. And that's really what we're going to see in the middle of a month. We're going to be really, if you will, crawling our horses and steering them in the right direction. All right, my Aries friends, let's go on to the end of the month. What does the end of the month bring, my Aries friends? Oh, the unknown card jumped out. This is a deck-specific card, and I really enjoy it when decks do this, when they create a card all their own. So this deck, instead of having 78 cards, the traditional 78 that Pam and Arthur created, well, actually, sorry, they didn't create it, they made it more usable in this divinational area. Tarot has a very long history. However, the 78 cards that Pam and Arthur really kind of drew together in 1910. This deck has 79. The unknown card says depending on how much we're able to really focus in on the middle of the month, how much we're able to really release ourselves from the devil's grasp, will depend on what happens in the end of the month. What amazing insight the universe is willing and wanting to share with us. It goes back to that judgment card, that connection in. That's what judgment talks about, hearing that universal message. Depending on how much we follow through in the middle will depend on how much of that universal message we will hear at the end of the month. Okay, let's look at what challenges we're going to have. What challenges will my Aries friends have at the beginning of January? Temperance. The 14th card in the major arcana, and it talks about balance and energy flow. Even in this deck, she's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. That balance and energy flow is going to be sideways. We have that in the star as a challenge as well. She's another card where we usually have 1 foot on the land and 1 foot in the water. What's more with the star is that she's pouring her energies in equal amounts onto the land, so her physical aspect, and the water, her emotional and spiritual aspect. We're really going to be impacted by that, in that energy flow and that grounding and balancing at the beginning of the month. We're really going to feel that aggression and aggressive energy that's going to be flowing at the beginning is really going to give Temperance a run for her money. She's turned her sideways, and we're not going to feel right. Things are going to feel a little bit off. All right, going on to the middle of the month. What challenges will my Aries friends face in the middle of January? The 6 of Cups. 6s again are about balance, that harmony. We're still going to be impacted because the star for the month is really turned sideways. The one way that we can start to rebalance ourselves is doing the hard work with the devil so that we do have that strong foundation and platform to move off of. and then focusing in on those goals and ideas. Those new journeys, if you will. Turning her into an ally rather than an obstacle, which will help turn Temperance and a little bit of the Six of Cups. The sixes, like I said, they're about harmony and balance. Now the Six of Cups is that reminiscing card. Those past experiences and good old days are going to come up because we're starting into a new decade, we're starting into a new year. We're going to have a lot of time where we're going to be reflecting in on those past experiences, those good old days. When we get stuck in the good old days, that's when it really becomes that stumbling block. Like I said, we need to work on that foundation piece. It's going to give us that plateau, if you will, to jump off and leap off of throughout 2020. Because when we leap, we need something very stable to land on. So making sure that, yes, we do, reminiscing can really help reflect on those core set values, those beliefs, those strategies, those coping mechanisms. However, our ego is going to come in and get in red alert mode and start to go, oh, do you remember the time we had so much fun when? Focusing ourselves, keeping ourselves really on track will help kind of overcome those challenges that the devil's bringing us, where we can bring the Star and Temperance onto our side. Let's look at the end of the month. What challenges will my Aries friends face at the end of January? The Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a family card. It's one of the quintessential family cards. Tens are about endings and beginnings. Pentacles about growth and abundance. That family demand is going to be there. People are still going to need us even after the holidays. They're going to be winding down. There's things they have to address and do. They'd like you to be involved. They're going to try and keep you busy because this is January, and there's always a lot of kind of, we hit the January blues where we crash. Family and friends really reach out to us. It's the demands and needs of our family that are going to really impact our ability to connect in and tap into what is being held in this crystal ball, that next step. Now, knowing that this crystal ball will unfold in its own time is one piece. However, you have the ability at the end of January to really tap into some information that will help you overcome obstacles and avoid obstacles in the months to come. All right, let's look at some blessings. It's really helpful to know the obstacles so you can start to really address them. So making sure that you balance, because that balancing aspect is off. Balance your family and friends with that inner work. We can't just blow off our family and shut down for the month, because you probably send up a lot of red alerts and flags to your family. Balance is going to be key. Focusing in, knowing that balancing and grounding is going to be a bit of a challenge for you in January, really focusing in and being mindful that when you start to feel overwhelmed and lots of conflict and distraction, that you start to balance and ground ourselves so that we can do the work that needs to be done and be able to add extra. These are the energies that are going to be presented to you in January. We have the ability to still tap into the star and work on and connect into those goals and ideas. We first need that foundation to be laid. All right. What blessing can my Aries friends embrace in the beginning of January? Oh, she's beautiful. The crystal yellow dragon, open up to higher learning and wisdom. The beginning of January the yellow crystal dragon is going to be there with you, calling on them so that when you do feel this kind of conflictual, aggressive energy, they will help connect you right into that temperance card and into that higher vibrational energy, that knowledge, that wisdom that will help overcome this, help you, because we're looking at a yellow crystal dragon. Yellow is connected into our sacral or solar plexus, gives you that strength to really dive into that balancing and connecting. So not only do you feel better, you're able to get more done. Again, we'll start to flip that star. The more work we're able to do, the more balance we're able to bring into our life, the more we're going to be able to succeed and achieve in January. Let's look at the middle of January. What does the middle of January bring, my Aries friends? The rose pink dragon. Prepare your heart to connect with that higher facet and cosmic heart. Really taps in to temperance, that universal energy and universal love. The more we are connected with our higher self, those high vibrational beings, and we open up, because again, we know our energies are going to be blocked here. We've got temperance and the star. Both of them are tipped sideways. They're our obstacle, our challenge. When we open up our chakras and open up ourselves for that knowledge and healing, again, it really just solidifies that structure we're trying to create in January. On to the end of the month. What blessing can my Aries friends embrace at the end of January? The air dragon helps you raise above earthly matters. I love that. Really, the unknown card is that connection to the universe. The air dragon is going to take you straight to the source, so you have that information. You're going to bypass that block, and you're going to be able to blow through it and get the information that's really going to help open up and help you avoid those challenges and obstacles that you're going to face in the upcoming months. These are some fantastic dragons. You've got the lunar dragon, the crystal yellow, the rose pink, and the air dragon. They're going to be fantastic supports for you, and everybody has the ability to call them in for support. Similar to the angels and the archangels, we can call them in. There are a great number of all these dragons. You just need to call them. Similar to that of saying calling a horse or another animal on this plane. There's not one dog that everybody needs to share. There is not one crystal yellow dragon that everybody needs to share. There are lots of them. They are waiting to help us out. Okay, speaking of helping us out, let's look at some guidance for my Aries friends to really embracing the energies of January and overcoming those obstacles that we're going to face. The Knight of Pentacles. Knights are that go big, go home attitude, not afraid of anything, ready to take on that challenge. The Knight of Pentacles, again, we're looking at that growth and abundance piece. Now, usually, in this deck, he is moving. The original deck that Pamela Coleman Smith drew, we have a knight who's not moving. His horses stand steady, and he is admiring all his hard work. He had just plowed the field. He's overlooking. However, this hard work isn't on an external adventure. This is that close to home, inner work that we want to get done. And that's what he's embracing. So really having the courage and determination of that knight to get down and get your hands dirty and start to really literally plow the field. Really evaluate what those core beliefs and value sets are those coping strategies that you're using are and how they're impacting you. Are they positive? Are they for your greater good? Or is it your band-aid to get past that challenge? The Knight will help give you that courage and determination to really get down and get your hands dirty. All right. The Six of Wands. Like I said before, sixes are about balance. We have a balance card now that is going to help us out. And it's not just any balance card. This balance card is with your inner fire, that passion, that courage and determination that we talked about here in the Knight. The Six of Wands is connected into our solar plexus and helps us give that energy and fire to really overcome our obstacles. He is very victorious. He's not afraid to take on that challenge. He literally looks like he's holding his solar plexus in his hand and he's ready to go. Now we do have double sixes. We have the Six of Wands, and then we also have the Six of Cups. When we have that double six, it's a time to balance your thoughts between the physical and spiritual worlds. That balancing piece is going to be very essential for you, as we are going to feel really kind of wobbly and teetery in our journey. The Two of Cups. Now this isn't just about a relationship with another individual. The Two of Cups is known as the Lesser Lovers, as it's the everyday aspect of the Lovers, the Major Arcana card. This is that connection to your higher self. Really connecting into your intuition and allowing it to help guide you to what you need to overcome, those challenges, to create that platform, to help you connect into the Judgment card, to hear that universal message. That's the relationship we need to focus in on. The dragons are really going to be able to help us out there, working on and really clarifying, help to strengthen that relationship within. Again, we have another full moon. We had a full moon in the King of Cups and with the lunar dragon. Brings me back to the importance of the full moon and that cycle of January. The Nine of Swords. Nines are about all that's happened, all that you've achieved and overcome in your life. This is more of a warning. Don't allow those past experiences to bog you down. As we start to aggravate our ego, that's when your ego will try and do everything to keep you in your little box, keep you from evolving, keep that transformation from happening. So connecting in with those pieces that are very secure for us because we have that history with it. When that doesn't work, bringing in those past experiences of the good old days. Hey, look, why bother working? We could so just binge watch and reflect in and get stuck in the past. Those lower vibrational energies and those situations and events that trigger us. Our ego is part of us. It's that lower vibrational self. It knows how to push all our buttons. It knows how to literally bring us to our knees, and that's what it's going to try and do. That connection into your higher self and into your solar plexus, that courage is going to really help you overcome and just tell your ego where to go and how to get there. And then the Four of Swords. Fours are a foundational stable number. And this really highlights that need to spending time with ourselves, allowing ourselves to rest and rejuvenate, and really, again, we have that foundation platform come back up because we have a foundational card. And this foundation, my Aries friends, is going to be essential, especially if you're looking at wanting to do some amazing transformations and evolutions throughout 2020 and really start to connect in and strengthening some of the clairs and working on some of this spiritual development. All right, we're going to end off on a blessing. What blessing Got jumpers. Can my Aries friends embrace in January? Okay. So, the first jumper. The Earth Fire Dragon works with you to clear the 5th dimension ley lines. We hear about the ley lines on Earth. However, the ley lines extend past Earth and go throughout the universe, and they also go throughout dimensions. What the Earth Fire Dragon helps, and any dragon that you have that has something of fire or fire something, like Earth Fire Dragon, the Purple Violet Flame Dragon, those flame, that fire, helps to really cleanse and get down into those very recesses of where that lower vibrational energy is held and blasts it away. Dragons have the ability to clear things like nobody's business. A lot of people like to sage and cleanse their house. I personally don't use sage. I use dragon's blood because I know that that dragon energy will blast through my environment and clear out anything and anything that doesn't exist or need to exist in my space. So that Earth Fire Dragon, again, we have the earth, that stability and structure, and the Fire Dragon. He's going to help. You can embrace this Fire Dragon, and you can look at even meditating and calling him in and working with him. He'll work with your personal dragon. We all have personal dragons, like we have guardian angels. Kind of think of it as your guardian dragon, if you will, that stays with us. They claimed us when we were born. They've been with us. They've watched us grow. They come in and come out. They're not like your guardian angel where they stay with you always. Depending on your dragon may want to wander, may go check things out, may give you some time to stretch out and work out some kinks, but it is always there with you. The Earth Fire Dragon will work with your team to help cleanse and clear out that area. And with him, jump the Sunshine Yellow Dragon helps you to help animals. That connection in. Many of us have animals in our home and in our environment. Not only do they too be impacted by those energies that the Earth and Fire Dragon want to help us with, but they're also impacted by this influx. The animals that we have in our home, the animals in the environment, all are impacted. The Sunshine Yellow Dragon, very much connected in and works a lot with Archangel Ariel, can help you bring peace. So if you have garden where you're looking at having birds and squirrels and all that type of woodland animals, you can help heal and work with them as well. Because again, we have balance. We don't want to be diving in and working non-stop at our inner journey. We want to balance it out. Balancing our energies out, giving ourselves that time for rejuvenation, working with our family needs to be balanced out. One of those balances can be, if you're drawn to working with animals, the Sunshine Yellow Dragon is there for you and can again work with your team to help those around you. I want to thank you so much for joining me today and spending the time to watch this video. I hope that you found it helpful and insightful and that you're able to gain some direction into what the energies of January hold for you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for the latest content. If you've seen my past videos, you know that I'm a pretty creative and dynamic reader. I started my channel in the middle of the year last year, and I'm really evolving and transforming this channel to what my team are directing me towards. I'm also a fluid poster, which means I don't have a specific time and date that I post my videos, so the best way to stay connected is through subscribing and hitting that little red bell. You really don't want to miss some of the guidance and healing that my team and I are creating for the new year. Also, if you enjoyed this video and want to support me in making more, I have a Patreon page with many tiers and lots of perks. And in some of the tiers, the perks are private readings with myself. I've provided a helpful link below, so why not go check it out? Until tomorrow, my Aries friends.